Welcome to Newsmax TV. I'm Kathleen Walter, along with my colleague Ashley Martella. Joining us is a very special guest, Fox News' Bill O'Reilly. His show, The O'Reilly Factor, is the #1 rated cable TV show in America. He's also a syndicated columnist and the author of numerous books. His latest, a New York Times bestseller, is called A Bold, Fresh Piece of Humanity. His next book is due out later this year, Pinheads and Patriots, Where You Stand in the Age of Obama.
During the late 70s and 80s, he was a news reporter for various local TV stations and eventually CBS and ABC networks. And in the early 90s, he hosted the entertainment news program Inside Edition. He's won many journalism awards and 3 Emmys. So Bill O'Reilly has a very impressive background in broadcast journalism as well. He's been with Fox for 14 years now and counting. Welcome to Newsmax, Bill.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Nice to see you here, Bill. The O'Reilly Factor kicks off Fox's primetime lineup and is considered Fox's most valuable advertising vehicle. You're on track this year to record your best ratings ever. You've been at the top of cable news ratings for more than a decade. What is it like to be king of the hill and for so long?
I just don't think about that. You know, the ratings are very good. We have 2 runs at 8 and 11 Eastern time. Combination about 5.5 million every night, but that's a fraction of who sees us because it goes out on the internet. You know, Newsmax and everybody else. Every time I do something crazy, they put it on the website. So just gazillions of people all over the world see the program. But if I thought about that, I would lose perspective. So I just go to work every day. We know what we're doing. I think that's obvious. You watch the program, we know what we're doing. We put on a fast-moving show. We cut through all the BS to get you what's important. You know, I look at the ratings. It is a scorecard. I'm a competitive guy. I want to win. But I don't go home going, gee, I'm #1. Wow. I don't do that. That would be self-destructive, I think.
Bill, CNN and MSNBC combined have far fewer viewers than Fox. What is it about those networks where they're not getting it, and why do you think nobody's watching them? Why aren't they gaining traction with Americans?
It's an interesting question because CNN, of course, was the top of the hill. And when we came in 13 and a half years ago, nobody, and Ted Turner goes, we're squash them like a bug and all of that. So what happened to CNN? Basically, they stayed where they were 10 years ago. They did not change with the times. We live in a very intense country right now, very difficult time. CNN does not reflect that urgency. They basically report the news, and they do a good job. If you watch their Haiti coverage, it was excellent. But people in the United States now, they know the news already because they have the internet, they have talk radio, they have, you know, a lot of vehicles. So when they want analysis and perspective from a cable network, particularly in prime time, because they already heard it. They don't want to hear it again. CNN doesn't give you that. So that's why they have fallen off dramatically. Programs like Larry King are a shadow of what they used to be. MSNBC made the key mistake of hiring bad people. It's as simple as that. They got a bunch of gutter snipes on their network that even if you're a liberal, which is what they sell, you go, you know, I don't like these people. Fox, I mean, Beck is a nice guy. Greta is a nice person. Shepard is a good personality. I don't know how I fit into all this, but Hannity is a Republican. He identifies himself that way, so that it's real people. And then you turn on MSNBC and you see these people, they're attacking personally, they're throwing all kinds of stuff around, teabaggers, you know, and people go, you know, it's unpleasant. I'm not going to watch it, and they don't.
Plus, you guys appear to be having fun.
Right.
You enjoy what
we
you're doing.
enjoy what we do. There's not, you know, I say to all the Fox people, the commentators, don't be malicious. You can make your points, but I'll tell an Ann Coulter or Laura Ingraham, sometimes they might get a little rambunctious. You know, look, make your point, but you don't have to attack them personally. If you do that, most Americans don't like that stuff. They don't. It's a niche deal. There are people who do like it, but if you make a living on it, you'll get out of the mainstream. You'll get out of the mainstream.
Bill, your show has devoted a lot of attention to the issue of Obamacare, and now the curtain has come down. Do you think it's pretty clear that President Obama is trying to move this nation in a socialist direction?
Socialist is a loaded word, and I don't like to use it because it's too simplistic. And if people really want to understand President Obama, and they should, you've got to go in and you've got to really put yourself in his position. All right, you've got to put yourself in Barack Obama's shoes. All right, now who is Barack Obama? Barack Obama is a very sincere individual, number one. He believes in what he's doing, number one. He's not a phony like many politicians are. Number two, he is a far left guy. He believes that the government is there to impose, that's a very important word, social justice. Not to persuade, not to say, to impose, to make laws that say, we're going to take money from the wealthy and we're going to give it to those who don't have a lot of money. We're going to make laws that do that. So he has taken a Western European model, France, Sweden, the Netherlands, and he says, I like that. The nanny state, cradle to grave entitlements. Everybody gets something so nobody is destitute. I'm Barack Obama. I like that. And I'm going to bring that here to the United States, which traditionally has not had it. So therefore you have the progressives, which he is, boom, up against the traditionalists that say, we don't want that. That saps our strength. We want to compete. And when you compete, some people win and some people lose. Now, we're not going to throw Granny under the bus or let babies die, but we don't want to alter the basic competition level in capitalism and politics to suit, we don't want to be Sweden. Sweden has 9 million people, we have 320 million. It's going to be pretty damn hard to provide for 320 million people. In fact, it's impossible. But Barack Obama, he wants the government to provide.
Off camera, in your exclusive interview with him, what kind of person is Barack Obama?
I like him. When I went to the White House Christmas party, they were very nice to my 10-year-old daughter. Both Barack and Michelle Obama went out of their way. Now, maybe it's because I'm a big guy, I don't know. But that was very impressive to me. I like both of them. I don't think they're malicious people. I don't. I could be wrong. But when I see people trying to attack them personally, I go, why are you wasting your time attacking Barack Obama personally? Why? There's enough there to keep it in the issues. You know, make your case that what his vision is will weaken the country. Look, the big gorilla is the debt. For some reason, President Obama doesn't think that owing $14 trillion is a problem. Hey, it's a problem. All right? If Paul Revere were alive today, he'd be on the horse going, $14 trillion. That's a problem. Forget the little stuff. Go to the big stuff. Because that's when the voters of America will say, you know, that's a problem. So if you want Barack Obama and his crew out of power, that's the way to get them out of power. Not to go in and say he hasn't born here, he's this, he's that, he's a communist. It's a waste of time.
Bill, what advice would you have for Republicans who want to defeat the Obama administration in 2012 as well as its policies?
What advice would I have for them? I don't give advice to political parties. I think they're
What do you think they should? What do you think they should do?
Compete. You know, put their idea out. If it's better, the folks will look. The reason the Republicans were voted out of power is because the economy collapsed and Iraq went south, and the folks went, you know, that's not good. So we'll give the other guys a chance. Now you've got this crazy healthcare thing that nobody can understand, and the folks go, that's not good. So maybe we'll give the other guys back in. That's how it works. You know, performance is like being an athlete. If you win the game and you throw 5 touchdown passes, the crowd goes wild. If you get beat 40-0, they go, you know, I think we need a quarterback. That's what it is.
Bill, you interviewed Sarah Palin, and you were pretty tough on her, and some people say maybe she didn't hold up so well under that tough line of questioning.
I thought she did fine.
In your view, does she have what it takes to be a presidential candidate?
I can't say that. But I can say that the governor, with me, has acquitted herself, in my opinion, quite well. I was on Good Morning America a few weeks ago, and they were giving me the, you know, Sarah Palin, this, that, and I go, all right, let me ask you a question. Sarah Palin definitely needs to up her frame of reference. There's no doubt she does, okay? That means that she needs to go in and to be heavy-duty public policy studying how things happen, why they happen. But she is doing that. She has hired people to do that, to bring her in and to bring her up to speed. Okay, so she recognizes she needs to do that. And I think probably 100% of politicians do. But I said to Stephanopoulos on GMA, you telling me Nancy Pelosi is smarter than Sarah Palin? Is that what you're telling me? She's the Speaker of the House. Are you telling me Nancy Pelosi is smarter than Sarah Palin? And they went like this. All right, I'll put that up. Let's see how Nancy Pelosi does on the no spin zone. Let's see how she does.
Got to pass this bill so we can find out what's in it.
Well, whatever it is, Nancy Pelosi doesn't have the desire to come in and be interviewed by me. Why? I'm not going to attack her personally. We'll talk issues. Okay? Palin sat there. Why can't Nancy Pelosi? Now, your viewers, who are you going to bet on? Who's smarter? You know, I mean, it's going to be a pretty interesting deal if she comes in and sits next to across from me. She won't, and that says a lot.
Bill, Mitt Romney is leading GOP polls for 2012. What is your take on him?
I like the governor. I think he did a nice job in Massachusetts. I think he tried with health care. It didn't work up there. I think he tried. I think he's smart. But the biggest thing that Mitt Romney is going for him is economics. He's a businessman. And I'm telling you, that and Iran are the two biggest deals in the country today. And Romney is an economic guy. So if he can sell his expertise that this is insane, what the Obama administration is doing, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to stop it, he's got a good chance.
You think Romney could beat Obama in a presidential contest?
I mean, who knows? History overtakes prognostications. I mean, I could say, yeah, maybe sure. It would be a competitive race at this point in history, but anything could happen in the next 2 years.
Right.
Talk about the role broadcasters such as yourself play. You have Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and Sean Hannity, all highly, highly successful. What are you guys doing right that's led to your success, and how do you believe you've changed a nation if you have it all?
Well, each broadcaster that you mentioned is different, and they all have a skill set that viewers and listeners respond to. I think people are divided into two camps when they listen on the radio or watch on television right now. The two camps are, we want to hear our opinion reinforced. Okay? So we're conservative or we're liberal, and so we're going to go watch or listen to people who think exactly the way we think. Huge industry. All right? So therefore, you turn on talk radio and you go to a show that reflects your values, your political beliefs. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong, because you can pick up information that can give you more power in your arguments when you're talking to your friends or in your club or whatever. That's number one, okay? So the guys in that genre understand who they're talking to, they know who their audience is, and they give their audience what they want in an entertaining way. It's a simple formula. I did talk radio for 7 years. I do it a little bit differently. I basically say to you, I'm going to tell you the truth about the issues that we deal with. Now, if it's a liberal solution that's better, I'm going to tell you. If it's a conservative solution, I'll go there. But all of my opinions are going to be fact-based. So this week, for example, we had Anthony Weiner on. Did you guys see the Anthony Weiner interview?
We did, yeah.
So Anthony Weiner comes on, the Democratic congressman from New York, and we love him. He's a stand-up guy. And he tries to blow smoke at me, saying that the IRS is not the enforcement arm of Obamacare. You're misinformed. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm going, okay, then what is? And he's dodging, dancing, and he's all over the place. All right, so everybody sees that. All right? So the next night, I come on, and I said, well, here is what the facts are. And it totally backed up my point of view. That's why people like The Factor. Because they come in, they see Anthony Weiner say one thing, O'Reilly say the other thing, and then here are the facts. We are fact-based. That has worked big time. Now, there are very few vehicles that do what I do because it's hard. It's hard to base your opinion, and I have a great staff that does that research, and I'm not ideological. I take a lot of flack from the far right. I won't call Obama a socialist, so Limbaugh comes in and mocks me. Well, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not going to get into any kind of jar.
Bill O'Reilly, thank you so very much
right,
for sharing
guys.
your views with us here at Newsmax. Pleasure.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
And for Kathleen Walter, I'm Ashley Martella. Thank you for watching Newsmax TV.